Hello, everyone. Well, we made it. This is day number 25 of Advent of Code. And this is definitely, say it's been a year. 2021 has been a year. But, made it almost all the way there. We just have... Oh, thank you for the subscription, Maninst. But yeah, we made it through. Just 7 more days left in the year, pretty much. All right. Let's go ahead and set this going, and also let's just make my audio less obnoxiously loud of my music. There we go. How is everyone? Have you been enjoying these streams? I hope you have. If you stuck around for all 25 of them, good on you. We're about 3.5 minutes out from end lock of the final puzzle, and I have 48 stars, which means that I just need to complete 1 star from the puzzle tonight, and then the last star is a gimme for free if you've solved all other 49 stars. So, we'll see what today's puzzle is. I presume it has something to do with finding the keys. Hi, Eric. Thank you so much for putting these puzzles together. This is my 7th year of solving them. I solve them synchronously as they're released, pretty much, except for when travel doesn't let me, in which case I'll do it like a couple days after. Hey, A9. Hey, Eric. Merry Christmas, Nathaniel. Yeah, it's definitely a fun way to spend all of my Decembers, and I definitely would not miss a year if I could help it. So this is now, I think, my 4th year in a row of streaming it as well. So every single one of these puzzles, well, I guess technically I didn't solve day 24 on stream, but it was a spreadsheet. It was kind of boring, honestly, to watch. It was fun to do, but it was boring to watch, so I might go back to do it at some point, quote-unquote properly, but that's not going to be today. I just kind of want that 50th star in the of the year and the 350th star overall. Hey, Viwu. Yes, I do play the piano. Yes, we do play the piano. Played for, 28 years? 28 years, yeah, something like that. Definitely a longer tradition than playing Advent of Code. The grand piano is definitely the most expensive of all of my possessions. By a pretty long mile. Will I play at the end of today's problem? Maybe. I'm a little rusty. I haven't played in a little while because Advent of Code has been taking all of my evenings, but maybe. You can see how out of tune the piano is. Yeah, that could be fun. See whether there's bonus celebratory piano music now that Advent of Code is done. Got about a minute until it unlocks. I've got my input files ready to go. I've got my day 25 template ready to go. So good luck, Viwu. I'll see you on the other side. Yes, actually my evening tonight was delicious, Eric. My spouse made Impossible burgers with Swiss cheese on them, and I made some caramelized onions and mushrooms to go with it. So it was amazingly delicious. It was a good date night. All right, 1 minute to go. All right, this is expecting to error. But I do want my compiles to be reasonably fast when I do next run go tip. So there we go. Now it's recompiled all of the standard libraries. All right, let's do this. Once again, please thank Eric for putting these things together. Like, Eric is awesome. And also, please go check out my employer Honeycomb. They're sponsoring. Just click the sponsors button in the upper right-hand corner because, like, if people click on our ads for Advent of Code, that means that we give Eric more money. That's how that works. Is we sponsor because it causes people to visit us. So please do that. All right, here goes. This is the bottom. Reach the seafloor. There are sea cucumbers. Okay, they move in straight lines. Of course, the hang up the phone joke in the last puzzle always. Some always move south, some always move... Okay. Every C can be facing an empty... Okay. Yep. Yep, I see that. Infinite water currents. Lovely. Okay. So eventually the sea cucumbers will gem themselves. Is that correct? Yeah, the sea cucumbers will gem themselves. Okay. What is the first step on which no sea cucumbers move? Oh, goodness, that's a big board. Okay. That's fine. We know how to deal with this. Okay. So here's how we are going to do this. We do not need strconv a to I anymore. Okay. So for r, comma, line, for c, range line, okay, and we're going to all set up our standard classes. Row, call, int. Okay. Oh, and this is going to be a map from chord to bool with one caveat. Empty equals no cucumber. True equals downward cucumber. False equals rightward. Okay. Oh, whoops. Shit. Thank you. There's the code. My bad. You didn't miss anything. I was reading the puzzle, and starting to type a generic, actually, do I want to do it this way? If I do it this way, it makes it very easy to find the sea cucumbers, but it does not make it easy to copy. But I don't have to copy, I just have to iterate, so this is fine. Okay. Sorry that this, that I didn't switch scenes. I normally switch scenes earlier, but I started talking to the camera. Alright, so we either have dot, which deliberately does nothing. We have the rightward, which is false. And then we have, finally, the downward, which is the V character, which is true. Okay, make sure I don't have an off by one situation. Initial state is like this. So I'll check it against the previous state. I think that makes sense. Okay. All right. Alright, so that should do the trick. Alright, so these will simultaneously move, except for the simultaneous move has another criterion, which is What causes them to stop? Can two walk into the same space? Like, what happens if we have this scenario where they might collide with each other? Are there any situations where there's a potential collision from a down running into a rightward? Oh, during a single step, the east-facing herd moves first, and the south-facing herd. Okay, great. It's important to put into a comment here. Not going to set any speed records, but that is okay. So the east-facing herd moves first. If not south, this is just going to be make board. Okay, so if not south, then new pause is chord. Actually, let's do this dist and circe. All right, I'm going to define a wrap function as well. All right, so the wrap function, basically how big is this board? This board is that right? This is 138, 137 long, 137. And this is 137 by 139, really? Did I get my whole input? I'm a little concerned about that. Let's try that again. Yep, okay. That is indeed 130, yeah, 139, 137 by 139. All right. Just had to triple check that. Okay. So that should do the trick to handle wrapping. All right. So the maximum row is going to be length of split. That should do it. If the previous board Okay. So if the space is clear, then we can move ourselves into the next board. Right, and we know that we are not south, so this is false. Okay, so having run this through once, now we do it a second time. Oh, and we also say moved is true. Okay, same deal here, except for we need to handle this case here, and we also to handle this case here. In fact, let me just copy paste this here to make sure that I got it. Okay. So here, then the south-facing herd moves. Yep, that looks good. And then finally, next equal, or board equals next. Okay. This should work. Line 67 is wrong. Oh, make board. That's right. And did I define next as well? Yep, those are all defined. Finally, line 70. This is going to run. Is there some optimization I can make? I guess the thing that I can do is if I think something is in a stuck loop, I can stop evaluating it. Make sure my wrap function is correct. Yeah, that looks fine. Down for columns looks correct. I'm actually iterating board, am I not? Okay, well, the simplest thing to do would be to test my test input, because this should clearly finish after 50 steps, and if it doesn't, something is egregiously wrong. So let's do that. Okay, that should not be taking that long. I've got a logic bug. All right, so... Oh, because I'm transmuting things from... Okay, that's why this was a trap. This just makes this easier to handle. Knew that I had some obvious issue. Okay, now let's run it on here. Nope. Still not correct. Okay. I'm breaking out of that 4. Yep, that's correct. So move just false. So move to true. Increasing row. Destination modifies itself. Yeah. Let me just see this. How fast is my evaluation? Oh goodness, okay. That is clearly wrong. Okay, so I have misunderstood something about the problem. Let's go back and read. Every step, they attempt to move forward one location. Simultaneously considers, yep. And I'm reading the previous. Yep, board of destination. That's fine. Okay. So I'm going to just break out right here. So over here, let's just print the board really quickly to make sure that everything is hunky-dory. Did not expect to have this much trouble with this. It seemed relatively simple as put, but, you know, slow and steady gets the problem finished. Okay, so we'll just print the dot character for this situation. Else if south. Oh, I didn't check my input parsing was good. Maybe there's a problem with that. I'll figure it out relatively quickly if that's the case. It's always assigned south because south is the south is the true false value of whether or not it is south. Okay, so this should 6. Okay. Okay, so after one step, that looks correct. Down, up, that's wrong, right there. Oh, I see my problem. I understand what I did wrong. Okay. Yeah. Okay, this is easily solvable. My problem was okay. We're going to put this into a debug statement. That way I don't have to, that I can save this in case I need it. But my problem is right here. I need to delete elements that I've moved. That was my problem. Because if you move, you can get out of the way. In fact, that's not quite true. I can only move there's some subtlety here. Oh, I see. It's the second phase. So in the second phase, okay, I see what this is. We'll do it this way. Actually, this is more canonical. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. We need to keep track of what has moved. Yeah, that'll work. If length of moved is 0. Okay, that's, yeah. Okay, and at this point, in fact, this, yeah. Okay, so hey folks. Yeah, I had a silly mistake and I just caught it and I feel bad, but okay, everyone finished before me. That's okay. It happens. That'll work. All right, that should actually do it, but I'm going to create a function here real quick anyway. All right. Okay, that should actually terminate now. Where did I put next? Okay. Oh, like that. Okay, that should do it. Let's just make sure this terminates in a reasonable number of moves. Nope, still have a bug. Rawr. Okay. So we mark our previous position as clear. What have I done wrong here? Any moved is false. Any moved gets set true here. Moved earlier gets set true and conditionally. That's fine. Okay, so now we're going to print the board because clearly I am not getting it. Okay, see whether on the sample input what happens here. Whoa, that was not what I meant to do. Okay, so let's see what the test input does. Okay, now, after one step, that's correct. Whoa, why did that walk twice? Okay, this... Both of these went down, even though they shouldn't have been able to. What? Okay, that's a problem. The rest of this is fine. No, that's not fine. Okay, so there's a serious problem with my down arrows. Yeah. Okay, what did I do wrong? I did transcribe this correctly. Okay. Joke's on me for saying this would be easy. So the easts move first. I'm going to change OK to found just to make this easier. Okay, so let's check it. So compute a, if I'm moving east, compute the destination coordinate and wrap it. And then if the source is, so this is a valid source. If the destination is not occupied, then we move. Otherwise, we mark ourselves as remaining in place. I guess I could technically handle it this way. Oh, no, I can't. I can't because I haven't copied the other ones yet. Okay. Maybe this is what I get for playing fancy games. Let's just do it this way. So otherwise we remain in place, and then this way I can just set okay. Now I don't need to worry about moved earlier. I'm getting slowly and slowly more cranky. What did I do wrong here? Okay. Oh. Yeah, now we don't need... Oh, now we still need this, because now I rewrote how this works. now I don't have the moved earlier, but that's fine. Okay, now let's try running this on my test input and see what happens. No, that's wrong. Did I read the puzzle right? East-facing herd attempt to move forward one location, then a south-facing herd attempts to move location. Yep. Okay. Let's just check the really dirt simple situation just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, that's correct. Let's check this condition. Oops. Oh, I'm cloning them. Right, okay. Okay, that would explain my problem. So why am I cloning them? Which nodes are getting cloned? It's all of the down nodes that are getting cloned, and not that. Not just that. I'm not modifying board, that's what gets me. What on earth? Why am I leaving, like, little ghosts? Wait, what? Okay, this has to do with map traversal order. Yeah, this has to do with map traversal order. So there's something wrong with my south. Oh. Here. That's my problem. Okay. That was incredibly annoying. Line 99. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I just needed to instantiate that correctly. Okay. Okay, now that yields the correct result. So now I can actually run it in my real input. Okay. Note to self. There we go, 424. That's correct. Needed part 2. Sleigh keys detected directly under this submarine. There's a remote start as long as I have the keys. Boosting strength due to matching signal phase, 1 star. Remotely start the sleigh. Let's do it. Okay, that was it. Okay, and do you know the crab submarines come with colored lights? And there are now Easter eggs. And also I'm going to leave this open to this while I go format my code really quick. Yay. 50 stars, 350 stars overall through all the years. Seems like a fitting way to end things. So let's just go ahead and clean this up. This is not a problem that runs anywhere near slowly enough to need a tracer, so let's get rid of the tracer. Okay, this feels like code that I ought to be able to make generic. Oh, Eric says to go check out the submarine. Ooh, pretty. Nice. Thanks, folks. All right, All right, so I guess the way I can handle that is this way. I think I can handle this by doing this. Actually, let me commit this first. Did I find any good uses for generics this year? No, I did not. The one thing I was thinking of using generics on was my my heap container. I was thinking of making generic, but certainly I've been programming in Go long enough without generics that it's not really like an issue for me to work without them. So I didn't use any of the fancy Go 118 stuff at all. Okay, so let's just go ahead and add this really quick, make sure it runs, and then after that we will do a quick refactor, and then we'll actually check this in for real, and then there will be some celebratory piano, and then after that I will bid you farewell for the year. But I'll be back next year, probably with some work-related streaming or maybe some games, we'll see. Okay, so my hypothesis is that I can deal with this way. I think I can, it is a valid solution to solve it this way. And I think basically I have a do it. I think that'll still yield 424 as an answer. No, it does not. What's the difference between what I did? Okay, let's run it on this simple case. Oh wait, I need to make it stop after 1. Oh, right. This is wrong here. Okay. I think this should do it. Up 423, so that's wrong slightly. So I think maybe it is step starts as 1. So maybe steps plus 1 over 2. Does that work? Yeah, because I always want to round it up. That'll make sure that it always rounds up. I think that's correct. 422. Okay, so no, that's... How do I solve this? This should be 424 if it's solved correctly. Do I write Go professionally? Why, yes. Yes, I do. So I am a programmer at honeycomb.io, who's, by the way, a sponsor. Thank you for letting me tee that up, Chief of All Sinners. And I write Go for honeycomb.io. And I have been spending my time doing a lot of fun stuff. In particular, I have been spending some time working in the past couple of days on making our storage engine faster. So I've been spending a lot of time in pprof trying to make Honeycomb's query engine go. And actually, I can show you, this is actually not honeycomb itself, but I can show you the difference in, since I, almost 12 hours, yeah, that'll work. So since about here, and we need to grab the previous time range here. So yeah, you can see that we used to spend 3% of our time in this part of the code, and now we spend 1.1% of our time in that part of the code. So I do everything from write low-level system stuff to work on our reliability stack. But yeah, this is what I do for my job. Is I help people understand their systems. Why do I have trace spans from that other day? What was I doing then? I don't remember what I was doing. Oh, that was last week. Yeah, last week this was part of my part A solution. So we help people understand their performance problems. Hi, Epsilon. I am. I just finished. Like I'm basically cleaning up my code and trying to figure out what I did wrong here. So why is this printing a value that is way too low? Like, I can do this, but it doesn't feel super satisfying to do it. It doesn't feel like there's a logical reason why I should be adding 3. In fact, let's check this against the simple input and make sure that that one agrees, just in case. And that one says 57, which disagrees with this. So that's... yeah, why is it off by so much? Like, I understand getting an odd number of things, but, like... because I changed my steps to be fractional, right? I'm doing half a step at a time now. But you would expect that doing half a step at a time, you would stop within a reasonable amount of time. I don't know. Like, let's try this. Okay, so that does that. That still gives me 57, which is plainly wrong. So I would have this refactor fine. Yes, I have done all days of all years, Kinbiko. Here, let me show that off. Events. See, 350 stars. It takes a lot of persistence. Like, there are a lot of really great problems in those 175 whole problems and 350 half problems. Yeah, I look forward to being part of the 400 star club next year. Okay, well, one obvious problem here is that I should be incrementing before I get into the loop, but that shouldn't be a problem. Okay, I don't understand. Oh, this is terminating early. Like, this is terminating really early because it's possible that it is possible that there are two. I need to make sure that two consecutive do not. Okay, that's my problem. Right, that's why that number could be 3. Okay, now I understand this. So this is now 1 plus steps plus 1. Okay. I think that might do it. Okay, that yields 423. This yields 56. Why do the numbers keep on going down when I expect them to go up? Like, there is no rational reason why this should read like this to generate the correct answer. Like, I'm glad I didn't do the... Okay, now that yields 424. And that yields 57, not 58, so that needs another... This makes no sense. Okay, now that's too high. This is utterly confusing why this is doing this. Okay, now that's correct there. That's still too high. I seriously disbelieve that this is, Congrats, Tony Twitch, that you're also in the 350. 172 people with 350 stars, says Eric. Okay, it's now 424, which is correct. So that's about down to 57. Okay. Right, like, you would expect... Oh, that's the problem. The problem is here. That needs to be moved outside of the loop. Okay. Now that's fine. Alright, so now this should do the right thing. In fact, now it's one too high, which makes sense. Okay. I believe this now. I believe that this is... Yep, now that yields 58 correctly. Okay. The problem was it just needed a memory of going a full round without any movement. I was previously getting garbage answers that I could not explain why I had those constants there. So yeah, that is a pretty nice refactor. I'm happy with the way that cut my number of lines of code. And let me just make sure that I don't need this. What happens if I just print steps plus 0 divided by 2? Yeah, that yields a number that's too low. So I absolutely have to offset it by 1. And that's now harmless. Okay. All right, I'm going to commit that and push it up to GitHub. And that will be on my GitHub if you want to look at 7 years of Advent of Code solutions. You can actually see how I got slightly better as a Go programmer along the way. Feel free. Running GoTip, that was a thing that I was going to do. In fact, you know, we could probably learn to do that together now. So what I was going to do was I was going to take my day 23. I was going to take this annoying, ugly container class, like this heap Q class. I was going to take this and make it generic, and maybe also make my A-star algorithm generic, but probably not tonight. But I can probably do the treat of piano music that I promised. Oh my goodness, there are 50 people watching this. Cool. Well, I guess this is where people are winding up today after they finish Advent of Code. But yeah, you can see, you know, 2015, 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, all finished now as of a minute ago as far as it being pushed up to GitHub. And if people didn't see, this is what these submarines look like when you finish. Each year has a has a cute little pattern of what happens when the board is finished. So in this case, here's the hurricane, here's the monster. Oh yeah, this was the planets year. That one was so cool, especially the ASCII Scholar system. Well, please do stick around if you decide that you like seeing Advent of Code. Did I get any global points? No. I did not score a single global point this year, and I am okay with that. The competition has gotten a lot more tough than previous years. Yeah, in 2019, I was reliably finishing in the top 100, but that just isn't happening anymore. Especially because I'm educating people along the way, right? So it's kind of like, okay, it's nice when I place in the top 1,000, but it's not going to happen every day. And my primary goal is making the my primary goal is just writing readable code, educating people, having fun. I try to get it in one night, but sometimes I don't, right? Sometimes it does take overnight, multiple days. I think both day 16 and day 23 I struggled with. Also day 24, honestly. Those are ones that I really needed to think through what I was doing. Fortunately, not all of that time was spent, hands on keyboard. A lot of that was just thinking.